Question 21. X minus 3y equals negative 7. 2x minus y equals 1. Using the linear system of equations above, find the value of x plus 2y. Having this question and knowing is a system of equations question, which is also called simultaneous equations. You might want to find x and y, then substitute their values into this equation to find the value of the equation. But that might take time, just like in the previous question. I know the exam is time-based. So for questions like this, there might be a shortcut where you don't need to solve for x and y before finding the value of x plus 2y. Let's write out the equation. You have x minus 3y equals negative 7. Equation 1. Equation 2, you have 2x minus y equals 1. You know, this is x or 1x. That means for you to get the x value, rather than add, you have to subtract. Because you have 1x and 2x. For you to get x, you have to subtract 2x by x. And subtracting this equation by this won't give you this value. And you should also note that it's allowed that you can make this the first equation and this the second equation. What is simply being said is you can have this, let's rule this line, as 2x minus y equals 1. Taking this as the first equation, then this as the second equation, that x minus 3y equals negative 7. So we switch this from the first to the second and this from the second to the first. And using the shortcut method, you can just subtract. So you have 2x minus 1x, that will give you x. Then this is the technical part. You have negative y, this y owns this negative. Then you have minus negative 3y. This 3y owns this negative. You have negative 3y. You can put this in brackets. This is the second technicality in this question. The first was to switch the equations by putting equation 2 in the place of equation 1 and equation 1 in the place of equation 2, then you subtract. Now having this, that's negative y minus negative 3y. You have to resolve these two negatives into one. We have negative y, negative, negative, two negative signs together, or negative times negative will give you positive. You have positive 3y. So you have negative y, positive 3y. You are owing 1y and you have 3 y's. If you pay the 1y you owe from the 3 y's you have, you still be having 2. You will lose one of the 3 you have. So your answer is 2y. Or you can simply switch them. This 3y owns this positive, so you can have positive 3y minus y. This y owns this negative. You take this to the front, then this behind. It's allowed in math. Just like switching equation 1 and equation 2 is allowed in math. 3y minus 1y would give you 2y, the same answer. So you know, minus y plus 3y, or 3y minus y will give you positive 2y. So here you have positive 2y equals 1 minus negative 7. This 7 owns this negative. That's 1 minus negative 7. You can put this in brackets. This will give you 1 negative times negative, or negative negative will give you positive. Then you have 7. 1 plus 7 will give you 8. So you have 1 minus negative 7 as 8. You can see the technicality in this question. A student can jump and say 1 minus 7 and will get minus 6, which will be in the options, but it's the wrong option. So x plus 2y, which is the same as the value we're trying to find, equals 8. So the answer to the question is 8, which is D. So rather than go through the route of finding the value of x and y, then substituting them into this equation to find the value of x plus 2y, you can just switch the positions of the equations, then subtract and get the answer. That quick. But note, there are questions that you might have to find the value of x and y, then substitute them into the equation to find your answer. And there are also questions where you don't have to flip the equations before subtracting. you might have the question in this format where you have 2x minus y equals 1, and the second equation has x minus 3y equals negative 7. All you need to do in that situation is just to subtract and get your answer. And if it doesn't work for you this way, just simply find the value of x and y, then substitute it into the equation and get your answer. Hope you understand.